Nice day for a brew, eh? Fifteen and a half litres of water. Crack straight into it, man. Right, got the water in there. Time to heat up some ash water. Right. Give that some time to heat up. Xmas APA 2017 American Pale Ale, just to give a guideline for style. Gonna shoot for 25 litres, probably won't quite make it, we'll see how we go. 60 litre boil, working on 70% efficiency, probably come slightly under. Gypsum, that brings our sulfates up, adds calcium too, which is cool. So 2.5 kilos of Gladfield American Ale, 2.5 kilos of Pilsner, again Gladfield, and 150 grams of sour grapes just to tune our water pH. So mashing in 15.5 litres at about 72 degrees, and then we're going to fly sparge just over 21 litres at 70 degrees. Over the page. Boil volume of almost 30 litres, going to boil that sucker down to about 25 if we can. Then we're going to do 30 grams of Citra for 60 minutes. And because it's low cohumulone, should be a nice bittering hop. Got a 100 gram packet, so I'm just going to spread it across the brew. Hence 35 grams at whirlpool time. I'll put 0 minutes there because basically I'm going to wait for it to come down to about 85 or 80 degrees where there's no isomerization of the hops, and we'll end up with some flavour. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm going to use some West Coast yeast from Mangrove Jacks, the M44. Just a nice cheap yeast with a clean profile, so we'll use that. Later down the track we'll wait for the first fermentation to get sorted out, and then we're going to add 35 grams of Citra for about 4 or 5 days. 5 days is probably getting on a bit. I don't want this beer to hang around in the fermenter too long, so we'll just see how we go. And 35 grams is a good amount to dry hop with, so we'll be alright there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna smash on with that one. Cool, still heating away over there. And as usual, we'll pay our respects to Paul Wicksteed. Time for another one. This was his conscientious objector, sort of a black IPA style beer. Yep, we miss you, Paul, and we'll all carry on brewing, and you know, from what we've learned from you, we'll keep on keeping on. Alright, cheers. And to stir the mash. Good girl. That's good. We ended up about 66 degrees, didn't we? But we wanted about 64. Oh, keep stirring. We're just going to let some of that hot air get out, and then we'll put the lid on for about 50 more minutes.
And do you keep on mixing?
Just for a little bit, yeah. Mash is done. Got some really hot water. Just check that. And that, yeah, we're good. Hot water coming through. Well, actually, sorry, not yet. I've just done the boil off. Just getting some water out first. Looks pretty nice and clear, good colour. Yeah, should be fun times. So catching a little bit of the grain there, even though I've done quite a lot of boil offing till it was clear. Yeah, it still comes through, so what can you do? So yeah, once that starts coming down slightly, I will turn on the water. Alright, cool. I love this bit. Kind of sounds like one of those Japanese garden fountains. It's a beautiful thing. Enjoying the new brew space. Funny thing is, I've got all this space here where I'm sort of just organising bits and bobs as I go. Then over this side I've just decided this works for the actual brewing. So yeah, So far so good. Rightio. Right, that's all finished. It's gone a bit murky in there because I just tipped the last of it in and it sort of just roughed it up a bit. It was clear before, it'll probably clear up again. Anyway, yep, still going good down here. Cruising along, we've got about, probably 5 centimetres over top of the element now, so flick, start the boil, just get it up to speed, eh? Right. Just poured this out, check that out. Oh, it's so clear. This is not quite the last runnings either. I mean, we've still got some water to go through it, so pretty good. Oh, so that's pretty much bedded down, and we've only got a dribble coming out. Chuck the lid on just to get some heat, but yeah, getting real close to the boil now. Alright, here's our first score of hops. Here's the 60-minute edition. A lot of Citra. Oh! Bye-bye, and you go. Alright, that's that. Boiling away there, good-o. About 15 minutes in. So a little show and tell. We didn't do too bad with leftover wort, and the wort that is left over is relatively watery and clear. So, but this is a fine example of why you specify in Beersmith or whatever software you use the dead space in your mash tun, because then you can add more water into the sparge to get your finals all good. So there you go. So I managed to get a lot of the grain out. I'll take that and chuck it in the compost, and the rest of it I'll just hose out. Nice and easy. Always clean as you go. Boom. Sorted. And we've got probably about 15 minutes left, or actually 25 minutes left on the boil. Get in there. Right. Got the old cooling coil in there. There's the exhaust, sort of onto the sink. Really, it should be into the sink, so I might just do that. There we go. And the input, I think I showed you in a previous video. Just got a tap there hooked up, so yeah, all ready to roll. Yeah, got about 10 minutes left, so I'll chuck in a Wurflock tablet just to sink all the crap, and we're good. Rightio, boil's done, it's all go here. We've got the coil in operation, that's unplugged, through it goes. Frack, really hot water. So I've only got like a little trickle. Apparently the slower you go, the better the hot flow. So there you go. Rightio, get our Whirlpool Citra hops here. We've got it under 80 degrees, so in they go. Oh, you probably only just saw the end of that. Whatever. Rightio, we'll give that a bit of a mix around. Get it off the coil so we get some flavour and aroma. Probably more flavour than anything. Yeah, it's going to be real nice. Cooling down quick today, it's good. Right, well, 1:16, it has been, what has it been? Oh, about 45 minutes I suppose since the boil finished, and I just have to keep stirring it now and then just to keep the chiller doing something. So rather than moving the chiller around or whatever, I just give it a quick stir, leave it for 5 minutes or so, and then basically come over here and just have a test to see how that's going. Like right now, that's kind of probably just slightly warmer than room temperature, so we're not far off. 45 minutes is quite slow, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? So meanwhile, just using one of the kids' pens, just writing out the recipe, just so I know what I've been doing. At some stage I might stop writing things and maybe just chuck these in the book, but for now, you know, I've kept a pretty sweet log of all the brews. It just keeps going and going, doesn't it? I'll have to count them up and maybe do a bit of an estimate and just see, you know, how many brews I've actually done. That'd be quite cool. Anyway, carrying it over. So I called a sample. and give it a bit of a spin. Yeah, mate, give it a spin. Ah, you're not going to see this. I can see it. This is ridiculous. Whenever you want to film something, eh? Right, there you go. Boom! 50. 1050. So that's not too bad. This is a really nice, easy way of cooling it down too. Just give it a real nice bath. And because we're like right at the end of cooling, this is just cold now. So cool, man. Gonna fill up the fermenter now. Yeah, rightio. Filling up the fermenter now. It's all settled down and got all dark and clear, so we're all pretty happy with that. And we cooled it down to about 22.5 degrees. It's about as cold as we're going to get without mucking around for too much longer, so I'm fine with that. Woohoo! I've dialed that in. I'll show you actually. I'll hold that down and then F1. So, ooh, goodness sakes. Don't know why that's showing 5. Might need to change that. I might have buggered that up. Yeah, no, actually, okay. I screwed that up. I'm going to need to set that again for about 17.5 degrees. So we've got that on. It's cooling down. Sweet as. And cleaning up. Pretty much done.